Hey y'all, is my water back there? It is perfect. Hey y'all, welcome back to another Think Loud Thursday. This marks my 10th channel upload, so pretty cool. But yeah, I figured we should get back to the Think Loud Thursdays since it's been a lot of basketball lately, the past two uploads at least. But yeah, we gotta shake things up a little bit because I'm probably gonna make a video if the Thunder win today. I'll make a video probably tomorrow morning. So yeah. Um, so I need to shake things up a little bit by doing another Think Loud Thursday because it's been a little while, I think. But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about my reading journey. Um, I don't read very much at all. It's more of a side hobby where if I got extra time, I'll read. But it's not one of my main hobbies. So my main hobbies usually take up most of my time, but I do like reading, so I guess we'll talk about my reading journey thus far. So yeah, let's get started. Um, oh, by the way, sorry about my face. I just shaved. I bet to most of y'all it'll look fine, but to me it looks weird. So just want to mention. But yeah. So the earliest I can remember is obviously it doesn't count because I wasn't reading, but like in grade school and stuff, when the teachers would read you books and stuff, that was pretty cool. I liked when they did that. I remember one time we were doing exactly that, and I think it was like picture day or something, and I wore this dapper outfit, and then out of nowhere, this girl sitting next to me just hugs me and doesn't let go. Um, so I remember that. That was funny. But other than that, I don't remember much from those reading times. So, yeah. Another thing I remember is there was those like scholastic book fairs, and you could get like a lot of books. I assume not for free, probably for cheap. And I remember these Minecraft books. I'm pretty sure I got them, but I just never really read them much. But I do remember them, so shout out to those Minecraft books. But honestly, as a kid, what I really remember reading probably the only thing I read consistently was the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. And the reason why was because you hardly had to read them. I mean, you read them for the story to make sense or whatever, but you could also just look at the pictures and illustrations throughout the book and get a good idea. And that's basically what I did. I just looked at all the pictures and drawings, maybe read a little bit, especially if they had those text bubbles up. But nah, man, that's really um, all I did. Still one of my favorite book series. I haven't read them now as an adult. I'm sure I'd like it. I should also rewatch those movies. Those movies were so good. Um, but yeah, shout out to Diary of a Wimpy Kid for being my book series as a kid. We'll say grade school. But yeah, I would say middle school was when I started reading more. Specifically, I remember the series called I Survive, and I love that series so much. Um, it, if you don't know what it is, I didn't have to introduce Diary of a Wimpy Kid since I think a lot of people know, but this series is basically just a bunch of, I'm pretty sure they're fictional stories, but they're fictional stories of like real life events, and it's like a first person account of what happened during it and how they survived. Um, I don't think it's meant to be taken too seriously, but yeah, they're entertaining. Like, I remember the one about like Pearl Harbor they did, where someone survived like the Pearl Harbor attacks. Basically, it's just like things go normal at the beginning, the event goes on, oh shit, we gotta survive, and then at the end, it's like, I don't know, talking about it. So, um, but yeah, I also like that book series. But I'm sure if I read it now, I wouldn't dig it as much if I had to guess. But yeah. Um, Another book series I liked, also because of the movies, Percy Jackson. A big part is because I love Greek mythology, so it was really cool to see, you know, mythological stuff like that and to be introduced to it for like the first time. Um, that was really dope to me. I think Greek mythology is really dope. I should try getting into more mythology stuff like Roman mythology, um, mythology from like other parts of the world, religions, 'cause I'd probably like it. But yeah, I liked Percy Jackson because it combined like Greek mythology with like contemporary stuff, you know? Like these are just teenagers saving the world or whatever, and I think that's cool. So, yeah, I like Percy Jackson. I'd probably like it now if I had to guess. I like the movie. The first one at least. I think the second one was, I don't remember. It might have been good, it might have been bad, but I think I did watch part of it. Either part of it or the full thing. Anyway, I need to shut up. Um, so yeah, Percy Jackson's pretty cool. The only other book I remember reading was Old Yeller. It was for class. Same with the Percy Jackson book. Um, really sad book, but I don't remember much of it other than the fact that the dog dies. So I guess we'll move on. I don't think I remember anything from sixth grade because those two books I mentioned, I guess three books came from fifth grade. I also think we read it in fourth grade too, the Percy Jackson one I'm talking about. But um, anyway, um, yeah, I don't remember anything from sixth grade if I'm being honest. I do remember another book series from elementary though, Flat Stanley. Um, I think I like that. Oh, Captain Underpants too. I also liked Captain Underpants, I think. I didn't read it that much, but I think I liked it. But that's all I can really give you for back then. But now we go on to seventh grade. Um, this was when reading was the most fun for me, I think. I think so. There was a lot of good book series um, that I read. I read this book called Scythe. I read The Maze Runner in class. Same with Scythe. Um, I read part of To Kill a Mockingbird to impress my teacher, but that doesn't count because I didn't complete it, nor did I enjoy it at the time. Um, I also read um, some more like Greek mythology stuff. We were doing like plays in class, um, relating it, or sorry, relating to it. Um, the one I remember is A Midsummer Night's Dream, I believe. That was a fun one because I always liked acting out in those type of dumb plays. Um, but yeah. Quick mention to the A Midsummer Night's Dream. That was cool. But yeah, let's go more in depth about the Maze Runner. Um, that series is dope, especially the first book. The first book is so good, and I really like the movie too. However, I think after the first book is when things get a lot less interesting. Um, because I just remember those like goal type figures, because of like the sun scorching everyone. They're kind of like zombified people or whatever. Not as interesting as whatever those creatures were in um the maze, right? Um, the Maze Runner was the first book was way better than the other two in my opinion. Um, but yeah, love the first book, and the other two books are alright. I think I also tried dabbling into the prequel, but it didn't hook me. So yeah, um, the Maze Runner very good. Um, also rest in peace, Chuck. He was such a good dude. Also the black guy. I think the black guy died too. He was pretty cool from what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he died though. But yeah. What else? Oh yeah, Scythe. I don't remember much of Scythe. But it was a good book. What I do remember is it was somewhat about like immortality. I think the people in this universe were able to like revive themselves because of like medical technology or whatever. Um, and I mean that's all I remember. I don't remember what the plot was. I just kind of remember that. But yeah, it was a really good book. I liked it a lot. I think there was a sequel to it. I think I read part of it and then just dropped it. Um, but yeah. And then lastly, To Kill a Mockingbird. Not much to mention there. I would, yeah, I would actually want to read it now because I heard it's like one of the best pieces of literature out there. And also has one of the best fictional characters out there, with yeah, Atticus Fish. Fish? Nah. I keep talking too fast, so I'm just kind of rambly, but Atticus Finch is how you say his name. Um, Said to be one of the best fictional characters out there, in like literature at least. But yeah, um, I read this book specifically to impress my teacher at the time because um, I really liked her a lot. Not in like not in like a crush type of way, but I mean she was really pretty, but as in like she was a really cool teacher who cared a lot about their students, especially reading. She really wanted us to read, so I don't think I'll give her name for like privacy reasons, just in case, but um if you know who you are, teacher that might see this video eventually, probably not though. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I tried reading that book to impress her, but I was just so bored. I remember seeing the N word a lot. That was the peak of my reading journey with that book. Because I was like, oh my God, bro, that's so hilarious. Just the N word being in there. You know, imagine if we had to read that out loud in class. That'd be crazy. Um, but yeah, so didn't work out, but I would honestly probably read it now, I think. And then eighth grade, I don't remember much. I remember this book I really liked called Silo, though. It kind of reminded me of Fortnite. That's all I really remember. But I think the people were like on an island or something and had to survive some type of cataclysmic event. Um, that's all I really remember. And even then, I could be misremembering. So, but I remember it being a good book. I like that. And then in eighth grade as well, there was also just like with the A Midsummer Night's Dream, there was like another play thing, and I was really excited for that too. This time around, it was the Odyssey. Um, so that was really fun. Um, the one thing I remember is I played the Titan. I forget his name. It's like Poly something, I think. Polyphemus, maybe. But yeah, and I sold that role so well. So, yeah. But anyway, that wraps up eighth grade. And then honestly, in high school, nothing really sticks out to me. I don't think I really read anything in high school. But I guess the last books I want to mention were in my short little stint with my local library, because I read a few books. The first book I read was, I think it was called Ball Hawks, and it was about Iowa's only NBA team, called the Waterloo Hawks. They weren't really good. I think they lasted like a season and a half, if even that. Um, but I'm not sure. But it was really interesting because you got a little bit of history about a NBA team that no longer exists, and that was also in my home state. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, what else? Oh, I know. I read this book about Osama bin Laden. I forget what it's called. Maybe it was called The Hunt for Osama bin Laden. That seems right to me. But it was really good. It had a lot of like Obama stuff too, from what I remember. Talking a lot about President Obama. I could be wrong, but yeah, it was basically just about um, the events leading up to the capture of and killing of Osama bin Laden, and then the actual killing of Osama bin Laden. So pretty good book. I recommend it if I got the title right. But the very last book I'll mention, I think, unless I'm missing one, is Ride the Hammer Down. This might be one of my favorite books. I can't think of my favorite book ever, but this might be up there. I really liked it. I was actually really surprised because I was like, you know what, I'll try a different genre. And I was like, okay, let's go to Western. And so I checked it out and I ended up loving it. So it's basically about this guy. I think he's like the sheriff of like this town, and he's like a drunk and whatnot. And I think one day it's like this guy named Hogan, I think, and then his posse, um, and they capture the guy, and then they take him on a train far away, and then they leave him out to die, basically, in like the desert. But then the guy goes into like a cave, and then he survives somehow. He's able to get off because I think they like tied him up stuff. So he gets himself untied somehow using natural resources from that area, and then he travels to like a town, meets this I think Asian what do you call him? I don't know. We'll say like an Asian housekeeper, um, and eventually falls in love with her, um, and stuff goes on in that town. But eventually, his end goal is to get back to his original town so that he can take care of business with Hogan and his crew. And so eventually he gets back to that town and does exactly that. He eliminates everyone one by one, and it's a really good book. I recommend it. Um, but yeah, I'm not a good storyteller, especially on the spot, so I apologize. This is probably a very boring video, but I like making them, so we're gonna do that. But oh yes, two books right here. Let me show you. This one, and then this one. I read these for my cultural anthropology class when I was in college, because I was considering that as like a line of work I might want to do. Um, I like these two books a lot. Really good. This one is basically just like a third person telling of how the Netsilik Eskimos live, I believe they're called. Um, I think they were located in like, let me think, like eastern Canada to like Greenland, maybe not Greenland, somewhere else though. And it's really cool to see how they survived in such harsh conditions, um, because in the winters they were just brutal, like honestly brutal conditions. So really cool to see all the technology they had, all the traditions they had, um, especially like the um, um, shamanism stuff. That was kind of interesting to see how they like used magic or whatever. Um, Obviously they probably didn't have magical powers, but they believed it, and that's very important to their culture. Um, but yeah, very interesting how they survived. Just being able to adapt like that. Cool. And also this one, Kung. What I like about this book is it's a first person telling of events. I got a bookmark in here. I didn't even know that. But her name's Nisa, and she's part of the Kung tribe, and she just basically tells her life story, um, and it's honestly kind of crazy how they live, um, but also pretty enviable. Um, because they don't, though they like, you know, don't have the highest like mortality rate. Sorry, they don't have the highest life expected. I'm flaming out. I need to end this soon. But though they, yeah, you can tell. I'm just getting tripping over my words. But all the, yeah, we're gonna end it here. I can't talk anymore. But I need to get better at my speaking apparently. Um, I'm getting upset. But yeah, this book's good. I've also reading like a book about like fun facts, like trivia and stuff. That's cool. And then What is Man by Mark Twain. I need to finish that, but I wrote an essay on it. It's a good piece of work, piece of jeez, literature. All right. So I'm done talking about books because I can't fucking talk. But yeah. Before I end the video though, I will tell you a bit about what I'm planning for June. I want June to be a big upload month. By that, I mean like more than 3 videos. So, a video I have planned that will probably come out the soonest would be a video about um, year one of the Nintendo Switch 2 because I got it on launch day. So I think I got it June 4th actually. But that's just because of the way they did things, right? But anyway, I'll be talking about every game I've played and my experience with the Switch 2 1 year in. Probably on June 5th, because I'm pretty sure I have time that day. So that'll be a longer video, I bet. Um, I will also maybe this might take a while, but because I want to do some like actual editing on this video, but I want to make a video on my personal top 10 best NBA players to ever play basketball. So yeah, look forward to that, maybe, or it could come out later. Um, and also initially, I wanted to do my top 10 favorite YouTubers ever. However, I've been thinking of more that like would make the top 10 list um, that I hadn't thought of before. So I want to hold off a bit till I feel it's like solidified. Um, But yeah, I'd say those two things, the um, year one of Nintendo Switch 2 and the top 10 NBA player videos will probably come out in June. I'm hoping. Um, but and by editing, I don't think it's going to be real fancy. Um, so don't expect anything crazy, but yeah. And then anything else? I think I had more ideas, just don't know if I'll do them in June, but yeah. For sure the year one of Nintendo Switch 2, and then maybe the basketball one, but I'm done. So I can rest my brain now, rest my mouth, because apparently it's too hard to talk to a camera. But anyway, y'all have a good day. Um, See you next Think Aloud Thursday. Bye bye.